Welcome to the Sex After Kids podcast, a place for parents to come and learn together about the sometimes bumpy road back into the saddle of their sex life after adoption, childbirth, or joining a blended family. I am your host, Sophia Ashley, certified sex educator and sex coach, mother and stepmother, and your totally TMI guide to becoming BFFs with your body and initiating easy, connected, and confident, naked, sexy fun times. Here we are, one part science of sex, one part mindfulness magic, and one part straight up real talk to help you find the spark in your relationship and yourself after kids. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Sex After Kids podcast in our new pretty in pink space. It's a little bit more bubblegum than I wanted, but we're going to roll with it. Today, we have a special treat. I am releasing an interactive date night from the Sex After Kids Summit that I ran last November. This date night is guided by me, and it's about a 30-minute practice that you can do with your partner. And the option is to make it totally sexy or very PG, depending on where you and your partner is at. Either way, it is about learning a new way to play, getting a little bit vulnerable and a little bit curious, but without too much risk. So this is a beautiful practice to offer your lower libido partner as an activity to build the bridge, right? I'm always talking here about helping your partner and yourself go from busy parent mode to landed lover mode so that more can be possible. And this is the exact kind of activity that can help to get you there. So pick a night this week or a lunchtime. You only need 30 minutes, a few items from around the house, and half a tank of energy will do. If you do it right, this practice should actually give you more energy than it costs you. And if you love it, this is just a little taste of the kinds of things that we do inside of the Naked Fun Comeback, which is my 90-day program for parents to find more passion and more play after kids. So yes, I do work with people to talk about and explore sexual mindsets, but mostly my approach is to help you to do things differently rather than just to think about things differently. And this is an example of the type of interactive learning opportunities that I create inside of the program. Whether you're a higher libido partner doing it on your own and you are empowered to lead those activities within your own bedroom and home, or whether you're a team tackling this together. So if you are looking for more creative ways to initiate, if you want to be having more regular sex, or you are having regular sex, but it's a little lackluster and uncreative, or if you are in a dry spell that you do not know how to get rid of, I am taking more clients for the Naked Fun Comeback, and I would love, love, love to welcome you into the program. We've got clients who have booked their first date night in over a decade. We've got people who've had pain-free sex for the first time in over a year following the methods that I teach. We've got people using interactive tools that are helping them to totally rethink and reapproach how they can create a habit of intentional, regular, and playful naked fun without forcing anyone and without awkward pressure. If you are even the little bit most curious, my friends, I invite you to book a call with me and let's chat about your goals, what you're hoping to change in your bedroom, and if the program could work for you. There's no pressure, no arm twisting. I'm just here to give you some clarity and support you to step into the next phase if that is what makes sense right now. So with that, I wouldn't engage in listening to this episode if you're driving the car, but save it for a date night this week and let me know how it goes. Comment below. What did you love taking away from this activity? Send me an email at sophia@intimacyafterkids.com and let me know your wins, your frustrations, your talent challenges. I want to hear. And if you found this in any way useful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Every little click helps to get this show in the hands of more parents just like you who are looking for easy, spontaneous, naked fun. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll catch you next week. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's final live date night or date day or date brunch of the Sex After Kids Summit. I'm very excited to be leading you in one of my favorite go-to activities today. And I use this activity when I need to spice things up and get a little creative, and also when I've said yes to my partner, but I'm feeling really awkward about getting started. So we're like, sometimes I just have these moments where I'm like, I don't even know how to kiss you anymore. And we can use this activity as like an intentional way into lovemaking. Um, you have probably met me, but if you have not, I am Sophia. I am the host of the Sex After Kids Summit. I am the founder of the Happy Vagina Project, where I work with women and couples who are struggling with mismatched libido and lackluster sex after kids. I myself have three children and have been there three times and have recreated my sex life three times. This most recent time, also after an autoimmune disorder, I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid disorder, which plunged my libido into the deepest depths of the underground. And I can now proudly say, using the tools I've taught through the summit, using the tools I really believe in through my Tantra coaching certification, that I'm living a little fling with my partner right now. We've got that like new crush vibe going on, and we're just enjoying experimenting together and discovering each other and looking forward to sex dates when we can squeeze them in. Scheduling is still hard, but it's a lot easier to enjoy ourselves when we get there. So that's my goal for you. So let's dive in because I don't want to take all the time chatting. What are we going to do today? We are going to do something called a sensorium. And a sensorium is just literally an opportunity to play with the senses. And the reason that we do this with deliberate intention is because it gives us an opportunity to bring our awareness out of our head and into our body. So this is really useful if you've got a lot of brain gremlins and a lot of negative self-talk happening during sex, or if you want to expand the pleasure that you're feeling during sex. It's pretty hard to enjoy the sensations that are happening if you're up here judging the sensations or like running a commentary the whole time. So this is a practice of like tuning into your physical body and like amplifying the sensations you're experiencing. It's also an opportunity to practice really giving to your partner without an expectation to receive. It's a practice of really tuning into just receiving without feeling the burden of sharing back, especially in that moment. And this is an amazing nervous system soother and what I call, if you've heard any of my talks, like a palate cleanser. So it's a way to go from busy mommy and daddy, busy parents to we're in lover mode now. So it's a beautiful transition activity. So if you haven't already, make sure that you get items for your space. So like I said before we started recording, you want to get something that smells nice. Maybe you have a little bottle of essential oils. Maybe you have a candle that smells good. Maybe there's even some food in your house, like a fresh lemon or a eucalyptus plant or anything that has like an aroma to it that your partner can smell. I have a very dull sense of smell, so even like a bottle of shampoo with a smell that you really like could work. Something soft and silky. So that could even just be like a shirt or a piece of clothing that's really soft. I made these homemade little like fuzzy mitts to massage my partner with once. You could also get like an ice cube. You could get a fork. Like you can experiment with all kinds of sensations. Something that tastes good to your partner if you have it. And just really encourage you, if you can, if you have another like audio device, if you're not watching me on your phone, take a few minutes to like choose some music to have on in the background behind me guiding you through this activity. And make sure that like you light a candle or you dim the lights or you like throw the laundry in a way place that you can't see it so that your space is like visually soothing and appealing. And if you have a blindfold or something you can like cover your partner's eyes with, it's optional, but it does help to highlight your other senses beyond just even closing your eyes. So if that feels good to you, if that feels safe to you, then you can always do that. Replay folks, you can always pause me here to grab what you need. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that everybody's got what they need and we are going to get going. I'm just going to guide you through this practice. Essentially, we're going to land in the moment with each other, and then I'm going to prompt you with timers over the next 20 minutes or so to treat each other to these different sensorial experiences. We'll do a little mini version here, so it'll be kind of a bit faster than I would normally recommend, but it'll give you a sense of the process. And then if you want to continue playing after we're done, go for it. Or if you're catching the replay, just like pause me anytime that you want to sink into something longer. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is sit facing each other or lay down facing each other, ideally close enough so that you can touch. And if it feels comfortable to do so, you're going to put your left hand across and put it like on your partner's heart. And your partner's going to do the same to you. And then you're going to put your right hand on top of your own heart. So it should be on top of the hand that's on your heart. So you're sitting facing each other. You could be right inside each other's laps or just across from each other. And if it feels comfortable to do so, you've got your hands on each other's hearts. And our goal here is to create kind of an intellectual connection, but also like a heart to heart rhythm connection. Then we're just going to take 3 deep breaths together. You can sigh if it feels good. One more. Oh, I like doing that horse mouth. You can shake a little bit, let go of whatever busy Saturday morning you've had. And then I'm just going to encourage you to take a few minutes here to share 3 gratitudes each with your partner. So one person will go first and share 3 things. It could be about your partner's physical body. It could be about a gesture they made recently. It could be something about their personality. And share with a full heart. And as you're listening, like really hear that, because it's easy for us to like write off compliments when they come. So just allow yourself to practice receiving the compliment when it comes. I'll give you a minute per partner here. So first partner, you can share your 3 gratitudes. You can take your time with it. Don't feel rushed to come up with something. And now you can switch if you haven't already. Breathing into your body as you do so. And bringing that to a close, pausing me on the replay if you need more time. And just taking a minute to notice how you're feeling right now. Are you feeling a bit more landed? Are you feeling a bit more connected? Does it maybe feel just a bit more possible that you're willing to cuddle, connect, or touch, depending on where you came from this morning? And now we're going to dive into our game. So we're going to do 2 rounds. Each of you will take a turn receiving the sensate focus and giving the sensate focus. And ideally, the first person to receive is the person who's like struggling the most with their libido or their sexual desire right now. Or you can like draw straws or just decide who's in the mood to go first this morning. So choose who's going to go first. And in the game, I want you to pay attention to a few things. So whoever's going to be receiving the touch and sensate focus, I want you to practice bringing your attention inward. And so this is a bit of a mindfulness practice. If you notice your brain wandering to the laundry, if you notice your brain wandering to gymnastics this afternoon, whatever it is, Try to bring yourself back to what am I feeling in my body right now? Notice how you're feeling. Notice what your breath is doing. Notice if you're feeling relaxed, nervous, shy, anticipation. And notice if there's any needs that you have. So when we do a longer version of this, you could notice that you really loved something your partner just transitioned out of doing. So maybe they were having you smell something yummy and then they switched, and your body's like, ooh, I want to smell that yummy thing again. Voice your desire to smell that yummy thing again. I want more of that. Or let's say they're touching you with an ice cube and your body's like, fuck no. You can say, oh, my body's not liking that. Could we switch to the next thing, or could we switch back to something that was enjoyable? So ideally, the person receiving is actually doing most of the talking. And I encourage you to like share feedback with your partner. That feels nice, slower, faster. Allow this to be an opportunity where you practice giving feedback in a really low key way. And my prompt here is just that like your partner's not in your skin. They don't know what the ice cube feels like to you. So don't feel bad about letting them know whether it's a good or a not so good experience. Okay. For the person who's giving, do your best to kind of notice your partner's state. So are their muscles tense? Are they relaxed? Can you see if they're holding their breath or taking nice, big, deep, relaxed breaths? Encourage them to take those big, relaxed breaths. You want to hear them breathe if you can. And if they're not sharing any feedback, then prompt them for it. How does that feel for you? Would you like more of this, or would you like me to move on? And do your best to follow your partner's requests. Okay. So those are my prompts for you. You're both going to take a turn practicing in either of those spaces. So if we're receiving, we're focusing inwards on the sensation and communicating what we need. And if we are giving, we're focused on like noticing our partner's responses and prompting feedback if we're not getting any. So, my receivers, first ones, you are going to get into a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. That could be lying down, it could be sitting up, it could be totally naked, it could be fully clothed, whatever has you in a I am relaxed mode. And allow yourself the luxury of whatever, like pillows, blankets, like anything you need to feel supported, excuse me, to fully land. Like, give yourself that, right? Get picky about getting comfortable. Giver, I want you to line up the Sensate Focus items that are really close to you. And I want you to set a timer for 5 minutes. I'll let you know when to start it. And I'm going to coach you through those 5 minutes. So set that timer, or I can set the timer for you. Put on your music if you don't have it already. And I'm going to start the timer now. So the first thing that you're going to do, receiver, close your eyes if that feels good and safe for you. Put on that blindfold if you can, if that feels good and safe. And giver, we're going to start with offering a scent to your partner. And we're going to play with the phrases, may I offer you, or would you like, before we just shove something under somebody's nose. So you're going to grab your yummy smelling thing and offer it to them. Would you like to smell something yummy? Or you could describe what it is that you have on offer. Wait for their answer and then offer it. Receiver, just take that in, breathe nice, slow breaths, and really focus on what you smell, what sensations or memories arise in your body, or if your body's giving you any kind of request. All right. Then we're going to move on to sense of taste. So you can choose your tasty item. Give her same thing. You can say, would you like to try something tasty, or offer what it is that you have to give and wait for them to respond. Receiver, take a second to be like, do I want this thing? Yes or no. Giver, you can kind of tease their lips with it really gently and slowly. Wait for them to open their mouth and then very tenderly put it into their mouth. Being fed is a very vulnerable thing, especially if your eyes are closed if that's what you're doing. Receiver, what are you noticing? How did this food or this taste like feel on your lips, on your tongue? What texture does it offer? What aroma does it offer? What are you noticing? Then take that deep breath. Hmm. Okay, moving along in our mini version here, we're going to move to touch. So, giver, you can offer your partner different sensations or ask them if they want a mystery sensation. And I invite you to get specific about what the sensation is and where you want to offer it. So, may I offer you an ice cube on your wrist? Or would you like something silky to slink across your neck? Right? I would say two ground rules here. If intimacy is tough for you, keep away from the genitals and the breasts and just focus on hands or feet or necks or face, even just to like bring down the charge a little bit. And if you're excited to play in those areas, then like totally go for it. And receiver, you can hear the request and you can also make a counter offer. You could say, I'd love an ice cube, but on my neck, not on my hand, or whatever it is that you'd like to do. We'll add a little bit more time here because 5 minutes is pretty fast. So offer the touch. Receiver, give yourself a minute to just breathe and take in whatever you're experiencing. Notice how your body's reacting. Hmm. Lovely. So if you're on the replay, this is where I would invite you to pause and just continue to play for another 10 or 15 minutes, whatever feels good, to just allow your partner to actually fully sink into this experience a little bit more, since we've gone through it pretty quickly. If you are live with me, we are going to switch and then we'll do a little debrief at the end. So take a minute here to switch roles. Giver, you're going to line up whatever items you have. Maybe you chose some different ones, or maybe you're going to play with the same ones. And my new person who's receiving, get yourself into the comfortable state and get picky about what's going to feel good for you. Once you're all set up, maybe you're changing the music for your partner. I invite you to do that now. And then before we dive back in, you could just put one hand on your partner's heart or just make a little eye contact and take one deep breath together. And that just helps whoever was receiving to come back into the present moment and for you both to come out of your own bodies and back into connection with each other before we dive into the next piece. Deep breaths throughout this whole process. All right, make sure your blindfolds are on or your eyes are closed or you're set up in whatever way feels good. And again, we're going to start with that sense of smell. So, new person who's doing the giving, again, you're going to make that offer, right? May I offer you, or would you like something yummy to smell? Make your offer. Receiver, really hear the offer and ask yourself if that's what your body wants right now, and say a yes or a no, or offer a modification. Take in that smell. Breathe in nice, slow breaths and really focus on what sensations or memories or impressions arise in your body with a feeling in your nostrils. Mm. Just allow yourself to fully enjoy it. And then we'll move on to sense of taste. Once again, would you like or can I offer you something tasty? Receiver, take in that request. Give yourself a moment to respond. And then once again, giver, you're going to just gently tease the lips with this thing. Let's just say it's a strawberry. Slowly inviting your partner to open their mouth, slowly offering what it is. And receiver, you're going to slowly take that thing into your mouth, chew into it. Notice the sensations in your mouth. Notice where your tongue activates. Notice the texture, the juiciness of whatever it is that you're experiencing. And then last but not least, we'll get back on to touch. So again, remember to offer something specific, right? Can I lightly drag this fork from your shoulder to your wrist in kind of a zigzaggy, snaky pattern? And then as the person who just heard that, is that what I'm into? And I might say, you could drag the back side of the fork that's soft, not the gritty parts of the fork. Or I don't like the sound of that. Can you offer me something else? Or that sounds amazing. Yes, please. And just bring your full awareness to the part of your body that your partner's touching. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it scratchy? Is it soft? And what kind of response is it eliciting in your body? Are you tingling? Do you feel like a color or a warmth? Does some other part of your body respond and engage? Nice deep breaths. Once again, if you're on the replay, here's where you'll pause me. Keep your timer going for another 10 to 15 minutes and just explore different smells, different touches, different sounds, different experiences. And otherwise, if you're on the call with me here, we will keep going. So come out of that, receiver in particular, you can take off the blindfold, gently open your eyes and come back to the space. Make eye contact with your partner. And the first thing I want you to do is just to say a genuine thank you to each other for showing up and being willing to play and get curious. Even if it was awkward the whole time and you were laughing your butt off, or even if a lot of it didn't, feel what you were expecting it to feel, you showed up to play and try something new together. And that is huge. And I'll give you just a few prompts here to reflect on. And again, if you're on the replay, you can pause and really like dive into the conversation, but just ask yourselves, like, how was that experience for you? And take turns sharing. What was the most challenging part? What was the most fun part? What did you enjoy the most, or what surprised you? And how do you feel in your body right now after that experience? All right, folks, that is my little offering for you today. I'll just say a few more things in closing and then I can stop the recording. And if anyone on the call wants to chat a little bit more, we can. Um, yeah, I hope that was a little experience for you. It was short, so I encourage you to catch the replay and just allow yourself to like sink into the experience a little bit more. And I'm curious, kind of like after going through that, like, can you imagine how this tool could kind of be used to transition you into sex or to just play during sexy time, or to even create more connection together? Remembering that we're practicing, like the reason this activity is so powerful is we're practicing about 4 different levels of skill in terms of up-leveling our communication with each other, which can feel really low key now when we just say, I don't like that ice cube on my hand. But when we get really comfortable saying that, it's a lot easier to say to the left on my clit, please, which is really what we need to master, as well as getting out of our head and into our body and knowing how to work our nervous system to get into the moment, which as busy parents is probably honestly like one of our biggest hurdles. So I hope you will come back to that again and again and again, and we will catch you next time. This is the part where we do the end bit, right? My friends, let's take a mindfulness minute here. Take a deep breath in. Open that mouth and let out a big, deep, full body sigh. Voila. Your nervous system thanks you. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that your head and your heart have something new to consider, something new to talk about, and something new to try. No husbands were harmed in the making of this podcast, and a big thank you to my husband for his help and original music composition. Love you, babe. This podcast was recorded on the traditional territories of the Kwanlin First Nation and Tonquachan Council in Whitehorse, Yukon. We acknowledge and are grateful to the original stewards of this land where we get to play, live, and raise our children. You can catch me on the Instagram at the Happy V Project for tips, tools, and anecdotes. And you can also join the weekly-ish newsletter for dispatches from my bedroom and my brain. Catch you next time.